Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends. This is Wednesday, May the 20th. I'm coming to you from my home in northern Boone County. And in the city of Columbia on the phone, I've got Andrew Grabau from Heart of Missouri United Way. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, staying safe and healthy,
Yes.
and I hope you're doing the same.
I am. Yes, practicing social distancing and wearing a mask when I'm in public is really important right now.
Well, my goodness, isn't it though? And you know, when people are refusing to wear masks, it just boggles my mind, because when we wear a mask, we are actually wearing that mask to protect the other person that we're coming in contact to. It's just so important, and it's a common courtesy to keep a mask on when you're with around other people.
No, I agree, Paul, and I think it's really important for all of our community to be mindful of that. You know, and if I can just pivot with that to United Way, I mean, we are all in this together, and this is what United Way does. We are in this fight for every single person in our community. So any best practice or anything that we can do, that is really the frame that we use with our approach. How can we make sure that everyone has the opportunity to be safe and to be well? So, yes, I agree.
So how are things going with United Way, and how is it affecting what you are doing for the community at this point?
Yes. Well, I will say that, you know, in moments like this, in crisis, United Way does exactly what it's designed to do, and that is to be able to use financial resources from the community and connect them to the greatest needs, and to be able to provide assistance to our most vulnerable. But there's a slight change with this whole crisis right now. Not only do we have the challenge of making sure our most vulnerable in our community are getting the basic needs and support, we have a whole new level of neighbors and individuals who are furloughed or who have lost their jobs and have never experienced this kind of challenge before. And so United Way is continuing our work with the city and the county and the Community Foundation, along with Veterans United Foundation, in providing this short-term recovery. And we're doing that through rapid grants, where we review grants and make them and issue those quickly. United Way has donated or provided over $160,000 in grants over the last month. But I tell you, Paul, one of the larger things that I wouldn't mind talking to, we are going to have to look at long-term recovery, and that is something that United Way knows we're going to have to focus on, and that's what we're looking at right now.
And what do you see with long-term recovery?
Well, you know, we are still going to see some of the basic things that are coming through our 211 phone hotline, where people have needs around housing, utilities, and food support. But we know there's going to be a significant increase in mental health and mental health support services. I mean, think about this. So kids who have been at home will need support when they come back to school after enduring social isolation, in a lot of unfortunate cases, abuse. There's a lack of a safe structure, and they are also experiencing insecurities with food, social networks, etc. But there's also a mental health need that's going to come around the anxieties of getting back to work. You know, I've heard from employers in our community that they have employees that are scared to come back to work, and they're anxious.
And that's understandable.
Yes,
that
it totally is. Yes, that's right. And think through this whole staying sheltered period, too. We have individuals who have been alone, individuals who have lapsed or increased substance use. We have domestic abuse challenges. So the crisis has added complexity to the work that we're already doing. So United Way is looking at how do we provide long-term recovery while continuing to support our existing targets. And so, you know, our focus on this long-term recovery is really going to be looking at financial stability and health issues. And, you know, we see this as not just something that's going to end. If you look at the news, you know, folks are saying this is not going to be a just flip the switch recovery. So United Way is starting to look at this as a 3-year process of how we're going to address long-term long-term recovery.
Did you say a 3-year process?
Yes, and we see that because a couple of things. It's going to, now I'm not suggesting, and I'm not an economist, so I'm not saying that's what it's going to take for our economy to recover, but when you look at the challenges in our community and look at how long it's going to take for us to provide the services and to provide the support, it's going to be a multi-year process. And Paul, one of the biggest challenges behind that is really because of the capacity that the nonprofit sector has and the resources that we have. I mean, the nonprofit sector, it cannot be responsible for solving this whole problem, right? We can't solve all the problems. No. We move as fast as we can, but we can't solve all the problems. So, we are going to need significant help from the community as well as we address this. But it's going to take us a while to get back. That is for sure.
How is the community itself responding right now? We're almost out of time, Andrew. But go ahead and give a pitch for what you need.
Well, the community is incredibly, has been really supportive during this crisis, but we are going to ask for those who are able to really look at financially supporting United Way as we look at the fall and as we start to look at how do we expand our long-term recovery. But I tell you what, if I can just wrap this up by saying we also are asking the community, and there's resources on United Way's website for practicing mental health self-care, checking on your neighbors, practicing sound financial care, and do not be afraid to ask for help. This is what United Way does. We provide assistance. So call 211 if you need information on where to go for services. Ask for support because we're all in this together, and the only way we can help someone is if they are able to say, "Hey, can I get some assistance?"
Don't be ashamed to reach out and ask for help. That's what you're saying.
That's why we're here. Yes,
exactly. And no one needs to be ashamed. Because this is a situation that we really are all in together, and if we can help each other, we'll come out of it okay. Andrew, I want to thank you so much for visiting with us today. You always have good information, and we'll get you back again real soon. I think talking with United Way on a regular basis is good information for our community, and I'd love to have you come back again.
Wonderful. It's always an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew. And your website, real quick?
It's uwheartmo.org.
Got it. Thanks for listening to Radio Friend. Bye-bye.